Greetings, everyone. I'm Joe Wallace, president of your chamber, and it's great to have you with us virtually for the Lexington Area Chamber of Commerce's 74th annual meeting. I want to wish you a warm welcome from all of our board members, staff, and ambassadors as we are here to celebrate what was a very interesting, challenging, and sometimes very frustrating 2020, and also look ahead to what's in store for 2021. As I just stated, we are virtual this year due to the pandemic and all the mitigation steps that are in place to combat the spread, one of which is the limitation on the number of people allowed for indoor gatherings. Another unfortunate byproduct of the pandemic is the fact that the difficult decision was made to suspend the annual Citizen of the Year and Outstanding Woman in the Community Awards due to the fact that we would not be able to surprise the recipients nor be able to have family and friends present to be able to share in the moment, which as in the past and always will be going forward, such a meaningful component of that whole process. So while this meeting will definitely be different from years past, and we are disappointed that we can't see everyone in person and enjoy the normal fellowship and camaraderie that goes with it, we are excited to be able to be with you virtually. So stay with us as we bring your chamber's annual meeting to you. And now I would like to ask Debbie Williams, wife of our outgoing chair, Tim Williams, to lead us in our invocation.
Thank you, Joe. Would you pray with me? Dear Father, thank you for this time you have provided for us to come before you in prayer. I ask that you bless those who have served and continue to serve to enrich our communities. Lord, I pray for our new board members and ask that they follow where you lead, giving them the courage to strive for what they believe in. Please be with Mayor Clark, giving him wisdom and discernment as he leads. I lift up our city government officials as they make decisions for the welfare of our communities. Please, Lord, keep our law enforcement safe. I pray for a healthy 2021 for us and our families. Lord, make us stronger when we feel weak, and let us lead in a way that will better serve you and our community. Keep our hearts and our minds open in 2021 so that we are able to see the great works you have in store for us. We recognize, Lord, that you are greater than any obstacle that could come upon us, so let us seek you often. Lord, I ask and pray that you bless these leaders and members, and God bless Davidson County. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Debbie. Yours and Tim's faith shines like a bright light in this community, and we appreciate you leading us in our invocation. At this time, I'd like to recognize the Chamber's Lexington leaders. Many thanks to these businesses as they have chosen to enhance their membership and therefore their chamber by being a member at a higher level of financial commitment. At the gold level, we have Adams Outdoor Advertising, BB&T, soon to be known as Truist, Byerly Schoaf and Company Property Management, Energy United, First National Bank, Home Trust Bank, Kelly Office Solutions, Mount Kessel Insurance, Novant Health, Parrott Insurance and Benefits, SunTrust Bank, soon to also be known as Truist, Turlington and Company LLP, and Wake Forest Baptist Health Lexington Medical Center. At the silver level, we have Lamar Advertising, and at the bronze level, we have Pinnacle Financial Partners. And at the Chamber Champions level, we have Budget Blinds of Lexington, Clayton Homes, Davidson Davey Community College, Davidson Funeral Home, Hospice of Davidson County, and Tar Heel Q. Please join me in recognizing them by thanking them when you see them around town or when you visit their places of business. I also want to recognize our staff this evening, Bridget Roach, our office manager, and Jessica McDaniel, our member services manager, as they are truly the ones who make the chamber what it is by doing exceptional work every single day, and that couldn't be more true than this past year of 2020. We also have some beautiful flower arrangements on both sides of the lectern, courtesy of Jennifer Mann and the Lamppost Florist. Many thanks to Jennifer. And we also need to thank Matt Hand and his ASP Visual and Side Street Studio for helping to make this evening possible. And finally, I want to thank Novant Health for agreeing to be our sponsor for this event. When chamber members step up with additional financial support for events like this, it helps to make it all possible, and we can't thank Novant enough. And Novant Health encourages everyone to learn the facts about the COVID-19 vaccine and hopes that you will take the first steps towards healing our community by scheduling an appointment to be vaccinated. And if you are seeking more information regarding the vaccine, please visit novanthealth.org. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker this evening, Dr. Darren Hartness. Dr. Hartness has spent his entire career serving as an educator in North Carolina. He became the 4th president of Davidson County Community College in January of 2019, and now known as Davidson-Davey Community College. Prior to serving as college president, he spent 27 years in K-12 public education, most recently serving 11 years as superintendent of Davey County Schools and Mount Airy City Schools. His background also includes time spent as a teacher, principal, chief technology officer, assistant superintendent, and adjunct professor. Dr. Hartness earned his doctoral degree in educational leadership and master's degree in curriculum and instruction and instructional systems technology from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. He earned his bachelor's degree in industrial technology and secondary education from Appalachian State University. And Dr. Hartness was the recipient of North Carolina State University's the William and Ida Friday Medal in 2017. This is an award honoring distinguished and enduring contributions to education through innovation, advocacy, and inspiration. He was also a part of the 2019-20 Aspen Presidential Fellowship, a select group of community college leaders who were involved in an intensive applied executive leadership program, delivered by the Aspen Institute in collaboration with Stanford Educational Leadership Initiative. He and his wife Lisa have been married for 31 years and are the proud parents of 2 daughters, Madison and Molly. I will now turn it over to Dr. Hartness and his keynote address.
I'm Darren Hartness, and I'm extremely proud to serve as your president of Davidson-Davey Community College. I want to thank Joe Wallace for inviting me to speak to you at this annual Chamber of Commerce event. I always look forward to attending this event, and I can't wait for a time when we can all be back together in the same room. Joe had asked me to share with you some of the many things that are going on at the college. First, you're going to notice that we have a new name. Last fall, the Board of Trustees voted unanimously to change the name of the college to Davidson-Davey Community College. January 1st was a historic moment in our college as we began writing the next chapter in our history. The history of the college dates back almost 60 years to a time when local leaders first began advocating for higher education in our community, to 1963, when we first opened our doors, to 1965, when our name officially became Davidson County Community College. Early on, Davey County became part of our service district, and 26 years ago, the Mocksville campus began to take shape. About 10 years ago, we began using the tagline, the College of Davidson and Davey Counties. On this incredible journey, we've evolved. We've added new programs, we've welcomed new students, handed out diplomas to graduates, and we've joined more than 500,000 alumni who have been part of this institution. Now we have a new name, one that's more reflective of the communities we serve. But know this, we're proudly sharing our new name, but we also recommit ourselves to the same core mission, an excellent education, which leads to promising careers and supports the success of the communities we serve in Davidson and Davey counties. Our college is a pipeline for the future workforce, but it also develops strong leaders. On February 1st, after dedicating 23 years to the college, from faculty to vice president, Dr. Margaret Annunziata was named president of Isothermal Community College in Rutherfordton, North Carolina. In North Carolina, there are 58 community colleges, and in 4 of those 58 colleges, the college president once worked at Davidson-Davey Community College. That's more than any other college in the North Carolina system. Davidson-Davey is a high-performing college, and each year the community college system, we're eligible for performance funding based on statewide indicators. Last year, our college was number 1 among the 58 community colleges in North Carolina in earning eligible performance funding. And this high performance funding allowed our trustees to provide performance incentives for all of our employees. If you've been on our Davidson campus lately, you'll see many green traffic cones, and we're proud to be a part of the vaccination site partnership with the Davidson County Health Department. You might hear me say that the most important word in our name is community, and providing this host site for the critical work of saving lives is something my team is proud to support and host. I can't say enough wonderful things about Lillian Kuntz, our health director, and her staff at the health department. We've received a lot of email and letters from members of our community who are so pleased with their experience and their time on our campus. And we look forward to a time when vaccine supply meets demand and we can all return to what used to be called normal. When I came to the college 2 years ago, I had no idea we would face the challenges of a pandemic. Last spring, when things shut down quickly, our faculty pivoted and moved more of our classes to a hybrid or online format so our doors could stay open. And throughout the summer and fall semesters, we continued to hold about 40% of our classes with labs and clinicals in an in-person format. With consistent safety protocols in place, we've remained open and we're preparing a future workforce. Our protocols are working, and we've had minimal reports of virus spread from instructional activities on our campuses. In fact, our enrollment increased over 5% in the summer, 4% in the fall, and we're up about 1% in the spring. In a time when 51 of the 58 colleges in North Carolina have experienced declining enrollment, I could not be more pleased with our progress. Creating a culture of care and compassion, that's a priority for me. I believe relationships with students we serve is essential if we want to ensure that they meet their personal, academic, and career goals. We take intentional steps to be sure that all students are made to feel welcome and a part of our campus community. From our communications to events, presentations, seminars, counseling sessions, clubs, student government, or our other planned activities, we want students to feel included, welcome, and know that their voice is heard. When we create that culture of care and compassion, we have students who are more satisfied with their experience and faculty and staff who are fulfilled in knowing that their work matters. I believe COVID, while it's challenged us in many ways, has led to staggered work schedules and a more hybrid and online learning. It's really brought us together. We offer some other advantages as a community college. Davidson-Davey offers over 40 curriculum programs and a wide range of continuing education and personal enrichment classes. Our faculty engage, inspire, and support students of all ages on their journey. Don't just take my word for it. Talk to our students and alumni who have experienced Davidson-Davey and have developed relationships that last for a lifetime. You know, the cost of tuition and fees for a 2-year associate's degree is a little over $5,000, significantly less than the cost of public and private colleges and universities. We have numerous options for financial assistance, and our staff is ready to help citizens find the best options for paying for college without incurring big debt. Research indicates 67% of jobs require some type of post-secondary credential, but there are so many careers and employers who don't require a 4-year degree. If someone desires to earn a 4-year degree by starting at our college, then transferring to a 4-year university, they can save thousands of dollars and transfer as a junior. When students in the 4 school districts in our service district graduate from high school, many of them have plans for the future, whether it's to continue their education, go straight to work, or join the military. But unfortunately, 32 to 50% of our graduates don't have a plan to continue their education. That decision will cost them thousands of dollars in earning potential over their lifetime. And it will cost all of us an additional government-funded services that may become necessary to support their families. As a community, we can do better. While there are a number of issues that become barriers for some to continue their education, we have to do everything we can together to remove those barriers. And one barrier is just the cost of college. Our staff is equipped to guide students who have a desire to learn new skills or earn a degree or transfer credits to a university. They're equipped to guide students to resources that can offset the cost of education and assist them with living expenses while attending college. Last year in Davey County, a group of community leaders came together to develop the Ignite Davey College Promise. This public-private partnership has raised over $1.8 million to build an endowed scholarship that guarantees no tuition and a book stipend to attend Davidson-Davey for every student who graduates from a public high school or homeschool. That's a 2-year degree at no or minimal cost to a student. The enrollment of students in Davey in the class of 2020 has almost tripled in the fall semester of 2020. More students are experiencing college, and the attitude and culture around going to college has been transformed in Davey, even in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the beginning stages of developing a similar College Promise program in Davidson County based on the things that have worked and didn't work in Davey, and I know this can be a game changer. With a better skilled workforce and more citizens earning post-secondary credentials, we're going to best position our community for economic mobility, and we're going to boost economic development. If you would like to be part of this process, I invite you to reach out to me to join in this transformation in Davidson County. I could spend a long time telling you about the many opportunities at our college, but to get a better feel for our campus, join us for one of our small group on-campus tours or tune into a lunch and learn about a specific program. Follow us on social media and you'll see links to those program-specific opportunities, and you can stay informed about upcoming events on our campuses. We're excited about some new programs coming on board. First, we anticipate accreditation for our new dental assisting program that will get underway in the fall. This program was dear to our friend and member of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Mark Davis. Dr. Davis lost his battle with COVID in January and was a true friend to our college. The land where our Davidson campus is located was his grandfather's farm. Dr. Davis was also instrumental in convincing East Carolina University to locate their dental clinic on our campus. I know Mark would have loved to have been here when we opened this new dental program. The second program coming on board is a new sustainable agriculture program. We'll be equipping students with an interest in agriculture with new sustainable technologies and methods, and continuing the support and tradition of agriculture in our region. Third, we just started a new associate's pathway in teacher preparation. While we have a long, successful track record in early childhood education, this new degree pathway will help to fill the shortage in teachers and become a more affordable pathway to a 4-year degree in teacher education. I'm often asked about new projects on the horizon or updates on the highway project. Our foundation owns 185 acres across Business 85 from the college. We've discussed many uses for this property, from a workforce training center with our K-12 partners to headquarters for economic development, to retail, to a research and development center, or a nature science center. We're also looking at an athletic complex and a public safety fire training center on the 165 acres across Old Greensboro Road. We have a lot of potential developments in Davidson on the horizon. To make some of these things possible, there's some road construction that has to be completed first. NCDOT is scheduled to begin a significant project later this year where I-85 business will be elevated and a road will be constructed underneath the interstate to connect the college with the property across the highway. This is about a 2-year construction project. In Davey, we're in the middle of site selection for a new health sciences building to create opportunities for an additional 250 students each year in health science related fields. I've shared information with you about just a few of the exciting things happening at our college, but I want you to know I recognize that we are facing a moment like no other in American higher education. The pandemic has disrupted every aspect of our lives and our work. We witnessed protest and insurrection at our capital. We're facing a possible economic downturn that will deepen the value of our work at Davidson Davey while also making it more difficult. Lives and livelihoods are under threat. All of us are under immense stress, and many are struggling or grieving with the loss of someone they love. I simply say we all need grace, patience, kindness in the days to come. We all need goodwill and good faith and hope. So let's offer it to one another. We all know what's at stake. Families and our community are counting on us for new opportunities for a better future amidst this uncertainty. Our state is counting on community colleges to help us to recover from a struggling economy and provide solutions to the most pressing questions of our time. I see a bright future ahead, and I'm honored to serve as your president of your college, Davidson Davey Community College. So don't ever hesitate to reach out to me if you ever have questions, concerns, or ideas how we can better serve our community. I wish each of you all the best in the days ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Hartness. Our community college is such a tremendous asset to Davidson and Davey County, and obviously continuing to shine and outperform its peers, even in the midst of a pandemic. That is a tribute to past leadership, your continuing leadership, and of course the board of directors who guide and set the tone and direction. I believe we can all be very proud of our local community college and its continued success. And now I'll ask our outgoing chair, Tim Williams, to give an overview of this past year. Tim has been a fantastic chair and a great person to work with, and we are very fortunate that Tim has agreed to stay on the board for one more year as past chair, even though his second consecutive 3-year term has ended. Tim, the podium is all yours.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening, everybody. I'm here this evening to give a state of the chamber discussion, and I feel like even though Joe has mentioned it, we really have to highlight the work of the chamber staff again. This year has been very challenging, and the chamber they've had to improvise in many things as the year has gone along, and they've done great work, and I would like to thank Joe especially for his leadership. As in prior years, we're going to have some photos of some of the events that we've had this year. The first one, if you could see it, that's an image we've all probably seen way too many times this year, and we are ready to move on from it. But we haven't quite gotten there yet, but we do have some pictures of the events that we've been able to have this year. Some of those were pre-COVID, where they were in person, and some events were during the COVID, and they were virtual. The first is we've had 15 Commerce Connections. That was a mix of pre-COVID and during COVID. We had 13 grand open ribbon cutting events, all of which were in person. The Chamber annual meeting on February 25th of last year was in person, and the Chamber annual meeting, the 11 webinar, seminar, and counseling events in partnership with the SBC and some with the Thomasville and North Davidson chambers. We only were able to have one HPMI event in person due to the restrictions. We had 6 Leadership Davidson County events, and they had to switch to virtual learning in the middle of that process. 2 Business After Hours events that were in person. The teacher welcome bags were packed and delivered. Unfortunately, we could not have an event with that this year. We had a virtual Christmas celebration, which was a wonderful event, which required a lot of work, which was certainly not the normal, but it was a success. The virtual Small Business Awards. Again, I would like to thank the staff for the improvisation that had to take place to get these events virtual. It was new to everybody, and I don't think anybody had any experience with this, but through a lot of hard work and dedication, they were very successful. And also, due to the restrictions put in place by the governor, we were not able to have our Live After 5 events, our annual member cookout, and several other events that are common to the chamber. I think that is a quick summary of 2020. And at this time, I'd like to thank our outgoing directors and present them with a small gift from the chamber. First up, we have Paula Langston Ware. Thank you, Paula, for your service to the chamber. Next, we have Walter Hoffman. And lastly, we have Ryan Short, and he's not able to be here this evening, so I will be accepting on his behalf. Thank you all for your service to the chamber over the years. And at this time, I would like to pass the gavel to our incoming chair, Mike Christofferson. Last year, I made a joke about hitting somebody with those at our meetings, and we were not allowed to have an in-person meeting after that. So, Mike, I would hesitate making a joke about that. Thank you very much for accepting the position of chair for the Lexington Area Chamber of Commerce.
Before you go too far, Tim, I'd like to thank you for the warm welcome into this position, and we certainly would also like to recognize you and present this with this award that reads, presented to Tim Williams in appreciation for your leadership and dedication to the Lexington Area Chamber of Commerce as Chairman of the Board 2020. So thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. As Tim introduced, my name is Mike Christofferson, and I've been a board member with the Chamber here since late 2016. I'm honored to be in this chair position and promise to do my best in filling the duties of this role, supporting the Chamber and our local businesses. Full-time, I work for Nippon Electric Glass, which everybody knows as the former PPG plant, as the production superintendent there. One of the things that has always impressed me about the Chamber is their outreach and presence that they hold within Lexington. From involvement with government and public policy, manufacturing involvement with the High Performance Manufacturing Association local to us, the support of the local education system, and of course, business development. The challenges endured in the last year for everyone and every business have been unprecedented. This is of course not a new statement, but just because the year is over now and moving into 2021, many, if not all, of the same challenges remain. These statements may be applicable to everyone still, and our Chamber is no exception. So finding new ways to keep existing members engaged in Chamber activities and maintaining those same memberships, fundraising, providing networking connections for individuals and businesses, and promoting the benefits of our business members. This upcoming year may be characterized by how well we have learned in 2020 what worked well and what didn't work so well as we continue to navigate this new climate of pandemic business conditions. Modified examples that Tim mentioned earlier also include virtual commerce connections, webinars, additional business online, and staying safe at ribbon-cutting ceremonies. And as we all want to return to normalcy sooner than later, one of the biggest hurdles for the upcoming year that we all hope to be able to see happen is the return of the Live After 5 concert series. This is always one of the largest draws for Chamber fundraising and exposure, and something that almost everybody could look forward to, right? Food, drinks, music, being outside together in a crowd. It's something you only see in movies now. We know everybody dreams about it, but we want to make it happen again. I've seen Joe, Bridget, and Jessica continue over the past year to rise to new challenges presented, and I'm excited to be working with them more closely in this fashion, continuing to contribute to the Chamber here in Lexington. With that, I'd also like to introduce our newest board members to the Chamber at this time, whose new ideas, insights, and opinions are what will continue to help make the Lexington Chamber successful with the staff and existing board members. So we have Derek Brady with First National Bank, Larissa Hargrove with Lexington Tourism Authority, Ashley Moore with Goose and Monkey Brewhouse, Jacob Gordon with Uptown Lexington, and Jessica Nance with Nature's Cottage. And please join me in welcoming our newer members to the board. And thank you. And now I'd like to invite our president, Joe Wallace, back to the podium for some closing remarks. Joe?
Thank you, Mike. I know the board and staff is looking forward to your leadership and direction as we continue to navigate the pandemic and all that means to our chamber, our member businesses, and our local economy. We appreciate very much your willingness to serve in this capacity. That concludes our program for the evening. On behalf of your chamber and its membership, I want to thank you for taking your time to join us virtually and celebrating with us. Take care, be safe, and we look forward to seeing everyone again in person at future events when possible. Good night.